Gajavadana Gananatha Gajavadana Gananatha Gauri Varatanaya Gunalaya Gauri Varatanaya Gunalaya Gajavadana Gananatha Nada Gajavadana Gananatha Nada Vidyadayaka Buddhi Pradayaka Vidyadayaka Buddhi Pradayaka Siddhi Vinayaka He Sukhadayaka Siddhi Vinayaka He Sukhadayaka Gajavadana Gananatha Nada Gauri Varatanaya Gunalaya Gajavadana Gananatha Nada Vidyadayaka Buddhi Pradayaka Siddhi Vinayaka He Sukhadayaka Siddhi Vinayaka He Sukhadayaka Gajavadana Gananatha Nada. Happy Ganesh Chaturthi.
Thank you so much, Priyanka. That was an absolutely amazing and beautiful introduction. I would like to start off by wishing you happy Ganesh Chaturthi too.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. And to all the MeTV viewers who are going to tune in today, happy Ganesh Chaturthi to each one of you all. Today, Priyanka Margani is here to make our festival more fun and special. Thank you so much for joining me on MeTV today, Priyanka. How are you?
Thank you for having me, Manas. I'm doing really well. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much. So, how is like festival? Is it any different than usual now that it's COVID and we're all like at home?
Well, for me, it's a bit of a blessing because what happened was I came to my parents' place. My parents live in Queensland, you see. So I flew down from Melbourne to Queensland right before the lockdown started. And I've been with my parents since then. So it's actually been a wonderful festive mood, definitely, because I've got my parents here. I'm home. And actually, me and my mom, my mother and myself, we sat down last night and we made our own little Ganesha with clay. And then
Wow.
we did puja to him this morning. And, we gave him his favorite food and we ate his favorite food along with him. So no, it's been a really good day actually.
That's beautiful. And let me just tell you, you look really beautiful today.
Thank you very much.
And how big is Ganesh Chaturthi for you and your family?
It's very important. It's very important for us. Vinayak Chavithi is what we call it back home, and it is a big festival. It goes on for 9 days, and usually I I do it on my own. Even when I was living on my own back in Melbourne, I made my own little Ganesh, and I would do my puja to him before I leave, whether it's for work or like today happened to be a weekend, but usually it falls on a weekday, at least the past few years. And I make sure I wake up very early in the morning, do my puja, and then only leave the house, because it is very important in our family, and I have to make sure that I've done it because he is the
Yeah,
god of wisdom, and he deserves it. And
yeah,
also because
definitely.
as far as I know, every puja that we start off with, we always start off with the Ganesh puja, and then only we started off the whatever puja that
Yeah.
we are doing, whether it's Lakshmi puja or Vishnu puja. So he is very important in our lives.
Yeah, yeah. I know. As I grew up too, my dad always used to be like, if you're starting off, draw a small Ganesh on your notebook. That means he'll bring you like, prosperity in life and everything,
Mhm.
right? That's the
Yeah.
belief. Yeah, that's amazing. So now that you've been at home, how involved have you been, in being productive or even, practicing your amazing talents?
I think it has given me an opportunity to practice my talents, whether it is singing and or even dancing for that matter, because I am home all the time.
Hmm.
And also because right now, because we are not even allowed to step out of the homes. At least if we were in Melbourne, that would have been the case, and I would have to work from home. So which is not much of a change even here. I'm still working from home,
Yeah.
and so I stay at home 24/7, like literally. So I have so much time in my hands to whether it is to learn new songs or practice the same old songs and make it better. and the same thing with dances as well. So I've tried different types of dancing now because I've not done folk dance before, at least not on a higher scale. I've always
Mhm.
done classical dancing at a larger scale. So folk dance is something that maybe I might have not given so much of that attention. So now I'm trying to do folk.
That's amazing. And Priyanka, let the viewers know that you are an amazing singer. You're a trained Carnatic singer, if I'm right,
Yes.
and you're a trained Bharatnatyam dancer. And you've
Yeah.
also gotten your Arangetram and everything. That is like considered to be the biggest achievement for a Bharatnatyam dancer, right? How did you
Yeah.
manage to pull off being a singer and a dancer?
It was not very difficult, to be very honest with you. We were living back in Malaysia before shifting to Australia, and that actually was a blessing because the colony where we lived helped us a lot. What happened was my dance class was right opposite, like it was literally across the street, and my music class was like the next street.
Wow.
So I used to
Worked
walk
very
to my
easy for
class. It
you.
was actually not very difficult. So I would have my music class. If I had to, I would go to my music class in the morning and go to my dance class in the evening. It was very easy to manage because both the schools were very close to home. I used to walk actually on my own to my class to both my schools. I was very dilly dallying, it was a very jolly time actually, and still singing and dancing even today is a very jolly thing for me to do.
That's amazing. So, Priyanka, today you have, like, a lot of things planned for us and for the viewers. So, can you sing a song for us? Can we start off on a happier note?
No worries. I actually would like to sing another Annamacharya Kirtanam.
Awesome.
It's one of my favorite Kirtanams actually. I'll just put up the Shruti. It's called, the name is, of the Annamacharya Kirtanam is Deva Devam Bhaje. It's set to Ragam Hindola, and it is indeed a very beautiful, beautiful Kirtanam. I would love to sing it for you all.
Sure.
I'll just put up my Shruti. देवदेवं भजे दिव्यप्रभावम् देवदेवं भजे दिव्यप्रभावम् रावणासुरवैरि रणपुङ्गवं रामं देवदेवं भजे दिव्यप्रभावम् रावणासुरवैरिप्रणपुङ्गवं रामं देवदेवं भजे देवप्रभावम् राजवरशेखरं रविकुलसुधाकरं राजवरशेखरं रविकुलसुधाकरं आजानुबा नीलाभ्रकायम् आजानुबा नीलाभ्रकायम् राजारिकोदण्ड राजदीक्षाकुरुम् राजारिकोदण्ड राजदीक्षाकुरुम् राजीवलोचनम् रामचन्द्रम् रामम् राजीवलोचनम् रामचन्द्रम् रामं देवदेवं भजे देवप्रभावम् रावणासुरवैरिप्रणपुङ्गवं रामं देवदेवं भजे देवप्रभावम् पङ्कजासनविनुत परमनारायणं पङ्कजासनविनुत परमनारायणं शङ्कराजितजनक चापदलनम् शङ्कराजितजनक चापदलनम् लङ्काविशोषणम् लङ्काविशोषणम् लालितविभीषणम् लङ्काविशोषणम् लालितविभीषणम् वेङ्कटेशं साधु विबुधविनुतम् रामम् वेङ्कटेशं साधु विबुधविनुतम् रामं देवदेवं भजे देवप्रभावम् रावणासुरवैरि रणपुङ्गवम् रामं देवदेवं भजे देवप्रभावम् रावणासुरवैरि रणपुङ्गवम् रामं देवदेवं भजे देवप्रभावम् Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for such a soulful performance. I must say, your voice is very mesmerizing, and definitely it would have been like years of training to reach where you are at, right?
Thank you. Thank you. It did take some time.
Yeah. So, can you talk about your first time craze that you got to, get into music? We'll get to dance eventually, but how did you first think of, okay, I want to pursue music?
Frankly speaking, I was around 2.5 years old when I started apparently singing. I started humming a tune at home, and my parents were like, "Man, she seems to have an interest in music. She seems to like singing." And people who used to come home, especially family back in India, they all were like, "Why don't you teach her music? Put her in music classes."
Hmm.
So when we came to Malaysia, I was a toddler. I can't remember how old I was. I was a very small girl. I was maybe maximum 5 years, and that was when they first put me in music class, and then it started slowly. And what happened was, being part of my music school, I used to also perform on behalf of my music school in various functions, like even let it be for temples, in temples for festivals. And I
Hmm.
used to also sing in the local Telugu association community gatherings as well, whether it's for Deepavali or whether it was for Ugadi. So I constantly was learning songs, and I used to actually always learn a lot of these old songs, these black and white movie songs. So that sort of definitely gave me that opportunity to learn and learn and understand my voice culture better, if I may say so.
Yeah. And who was your first guru?
My first guru, her name is Shobha. I used to call her Shobha Auntie. I learned till Varnams from her. So from starting till Varnams, it was purely Shobha Auntie, and she was an amazing teacher. I wish I could learn more, but
No.
she left the country, and then I had to discontinue. So
No.
Shobha Auntie, for you, wherever you are, thank you so much.
And Priyanka, you said that you traveled a lot, right? Obviously, when you were in India, you were still a baby. And when you
Hmm.
moved to Malaysia, do you feel like your music changed a lot? Like, was it very different? Carnatic music, was it very different in Malaysia?
Well, I started learning in Malaysia, so I wouldn't know.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know if it would have been any different if I had learned in India and then came to
Hmm.
Malaysia and learned it again. Because I started off because, as I said, I was hardly 5 years old when I came. So, and that was when I started learning, whether it was music and then later on it was dancing. So it completely started in Malaysia, and it's continuing. I'm learning now on my own. There's so much going on YouTube. There's so much available on social media that constantly puts you on your track.
True, true. And do you even like right now, now that you're home, do you happen to collaborate with other artists, or do you like to learn by yourself and grow?
Well, right now I'm learning on my own. But I do like to collaborate with other artists because actually I'm part of another small little music group called Melbourne Raga, and we
Yeah.
are a group of six singers. So we would collaborate together, if I may say so, if we are singing any duets, or if we are if there's a program or anything, we would come together and discuss about how we are going to do this. But now that, because we are in this COVID situation, we can't do anything together. Like, we won't be able to sing a duet together. But
Sure.
when it was not COVID, then we used to sing together. We used to do a lot of performances together, whether it be duets or whether be it group solos or like girl solos, male solos, and doing a lot of fusion and medleys. That was actually really fun doing. But currently in this situation, I'm just practicing on my own.
That's amazing. So, can we talk about your first initial like thought on becoming a dancer? When did that occur to you?
Um, Again, I think for me, music and dance, like song and dance, flowed together at the same time. So I used
Hmm.
to sing and dance at the same time. So I would be singing and I would be dancing. And I never used to understand why I was getting so tired, because in the movies, they'll be singing and dancing and they would never get tired. So I used to be like, why am I getting tired? What is wrong with me? How come they're not getting tired and I'm
That's
getting tired?
reasonable,
But
yeah.
later on I realized that somebody else is giving them a voice from the back, and they're only moving.
Hmm.
So it was only, but so when I understood that, I realized that if I can sing, why not dance as well? And so I just went to my parents again and I said I want to learn dancing. And my parents weren't sure if I was serious about it, because I was around 8 9 years old, that age where you want to try everything. You want
Everything,
to
yeah.
try swimming, you want to try karate, you want to try this, you want to try that. So my parents weren't sure if I wanted to really learn dancing, or if I was just all out of the blue, I was just simply saying it. Then one fine day I was like, "Are you taking me or not to dance school?" And they say, "Okay, fine. If you're that serious, then let's just do it."
And how, like, I would use the word difficult for now. How difficult was the process of, getting into Bharatnatyam and finally achieving that Arangetram and being successful at it?
I mean, when I told my parents I want to learn dancing, it was very specific that I wanted to learn Bharatanatyam. So if
Oh, so you knew it at a very young age itself.
Yeah, I wanted to be a Bharatanatyam dancer. Like, there were so many other dance performances, there were so many other dance forms in front of me, but there was something about Bharatanatyam that I also don't know what it is, that that attracted me, and it was specifically something I don't know. Even I can't pinpoint what it is, but it was
Yeah,
one of those. It was that dance form that ignited that fire in me, if I may say so. So, and
that's
thankfully, the
amazing.
dance school was right opposite my house. Actually, opposite our apartments. It was just so easy to just cross the road and walk into it and say, "Can you please teach me dance?" And the most beautiful part of my dance school was I learned it in a temple. So it was actually a Shivalaya. It was a Shiva temple, and so we all used to dance in front of the Lingakaram. So it was such a beautiful experience. Like, I mean, back then at that age, I did not know what it meant. I did not know what that vibes did to me. But when I think about it now,
Yeah,
sometimes it gives me goosebumps, because I was dancing, like literally I was dancing in such a positive vibration, in a place where it had so much positive vibes that you only take back good things.
yeah,
And it
yeah.
was, and in fact, when I think about it, it was such a beautiful experience, that 7 8 years of my life that I was dancing continuously, like in my dance school. It was an amazing experience, truly, when I think of it.
That's beautiful. So, on that note, can we have another performance from you so that it can bring us more positivity?
Yeah, I've got this song ready. This is one of my favorite songs from the movie Jeans, and
Yes.
this song
Been
this
waiting for
song
this.
is like in all three languages. So, and I've sung it before, so and I hope I can do justice to this song one more time
Yeah.
for you guys. I'll I'll just play the track. Just give me a second. Sorry, I'm trying to add it. Pani pama pani pama gama pa. Saga sani pani pama gama da sa gama pa pama pani pama gama pa. Saga sani pani pama gama da sa gama taka 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 dim taka 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 dim taka 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 dim taka chham. Taka 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 dim taka 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 dim taka 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 dim taka chham. కన్నులతో చూసి నీ తోరువా కనులకు సొంతమమ్మా కనులకు సొంతమమ్మా కన్నుల్లో కనుపాపై నీవు కన్ను విడిపోలేవు ఇక నన్ను విడిపోలేవు அன்றில் பறவை இரட்டை பிறவி ஒன்றில் ஒன்றாய் வாழ்வோம் பிறவி பிரியாதே விட்டு பிரியாதே கண்ணும் கண்ணும் இரட்டை பிறவி ஒரு விழி அழுதால் மறுவிழி அருவி பொழியாதோ அன்பே வழியாதோ தினக்கு தினக்கு தினதெல்லாம் நாகர்தானி தொந்தர்தானி விரதும் தினக்கு தினக்கு தினதெல்லாம் நாகர்தானி தொந்தர்தானி விரதும் ஒருவர் தூங்கும் தூக்கத்தில் இருவர் கனவுகள் காணுகிறோம் ஒருவர் வாங்கும் சுவாசத்தில் இருவர் இருதையும் வாழுகிறோம் தாவிக்குள்ளே மட்டும்தான் தனி தனியா தேடுகிறோம் கண்ணுலகோ చూసేది గురువా మమ గగ మమ సగగ సగగ ని సగగ సమమ సగగ సపమ సగగ సని సగగ సామద పమగ గమదని సగరి సానిద పమగ రి సగమ కన్నులతో చూసేది గురువా మపని సాస గగ మమ మపని సాస ని సపని ద పమగ గమ పని సగరి సని సమగరి సని ద కన్నులతో చూసేది గురువా రే సరి సరి రి సరి రి ని సా సా గరి సని ద ప ప ప ని ద ప మ గరి సరి సగ సగ మ గ మ ప ని ద ప మ ప ని మ ప ని స గరి సని సా ని ద ప మ గ మ ప మ कहता है मेरा ये दिल पिया कोई है नहीं कोई है नहीं साया है तू छाया हूँ मैं तू नहीं तो मैं भी नहीं तू नहीं तो मैं भी नहीं
This is like my dream come true, honestly. This song is my favorite, and I got to hear it in like 3 different languages. How did you just immediately switch like that?
What I did with this song was I wrote down the lyrics first. So I wrote down what parts of it I'll sing in what language. And then I continuously used to talk, like I used to simply say it so that I'll get the flow of it. So even if you say, I used to say it in such a way where if you wake me up in the middle of the night, that's how I will sing it. So if you ask me to sing the complete Telugu version, I won't be able to sing it. Like I'll have to rewrite the entire song in Telugu, and then I have to read it again and again so that I get the flow of it.
That's amazing. It shows how persistent you are. That's beautiful. So Priyanka, you mentioned. Sorry, I didn't get you.
No, I'm glad you liked it.
Of course, it's one of my favorite songs, and my dad would be really happy. He's watching right now, I think. So he'll be like dancing at home. So Priyanka, you said that you're a part of Melbourne Raga, right? So how did you happen to get in touch with them, and what was the whole process like?
The whole process, actually, it was a very big surprise. Let me put it that way. So what happened was last year, 2019. So around the Radi time, we had the Telugu Association of Australia, Inc., also known as TAI. It actually organized a program called TVA, so Telugu Voice of Australia. So basically, it was the season 2. So season 1 was conducted in 2015. and
Hmm.
season two was what happened last year. And so basically, the concept of this competition was to encourage all the Telugu people in and around Australia to come
Hmm.
forward to showcase their singing talent. And I happened to participate in that competition, and I went into the finale and also won that competition.
Yeah.
And out of which, among with me, a few other singers also participated and came to the finale as well.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
finalists. So
Yeah.
there were two runners and also a couple of finalists and participants included. So what happened was we were doing the next another program. I was doing another program in July last year,
Hmm.
and we wanted a couple of singers to just give a bit of a nice entertaining performances. And it so happened that the six of us were brought together. So
Oh.
so amongst all those participants, they contacted six of us individually and brought us together and said, why not you guys collaborate and
Hmm.
perform on stage. So we are actually three girls and three boys.
Oh, that worked out well, right?
Yes, it worked out well for us. So we are three girls and three boys, and we came together, and that's how we actually started. We were brought together for that one program
Yeah.
in July, and ever since we've been traveling
Just
all
yeah.
and around Melbourne, doing a lot of programs. I think Melbourne Raga had also performed for Ganesh Chaturthi last year, and
Oh.
also for a lot of other programs. I think even for Independence Day, if I'm not mistaken. Even last week, we
Hmm. Hmm.
performed for MIT for their Independence Day celebrations.
That's amazing. So you're not just a singer. I also happen to hear that you've also been an MC for like many Telugu programs. How did that start?
So that was a bit of a surprise, actually. What happened was I was at work, and one day, and one of my other colleagues, who happens to also be a Telugu speaking person,
Hmm.
she actually, came in touch with me. She was like, Priyanka, there's a Telugu program happening, and they're looking for someone to MC that program, preferably a youth, someone from the younger generation.
Yeah.
And I just thought of you. Would you be interested? And
Hmm.
I said, yeah, sure, why not? But will they give me the matter, or should I write the matter on my own? Because it needs to be 100% Telugu. So she said, no, 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 it's definitely 100% Telugu program, and they will give you the matter, and you just have to read it. And I said, okay,
Oh.
fine.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then she got in touch. She made me get in touch with the committee and the organizers, and that's where it started. And then after doing that, I've actually also emceed for Thai as well for a couple of programs. And then I've also done for the Indian Association of Central Queensland, IACQ, in Rockhampton. I did that 2 years ago as well for them, and I'm continuing to do so wherever I can. So it's always wonderful to it's always nice to MC actually. I quite like it personally.
How are you enjoying it though? Like it's something you haven't done, and suddenly you're given the mic and you're on the stage and everybody's looking at you. How do you feel?
Um, See, getting a mic and everybody looking at me as something I'm not unknown to because I sing.
Yeah.
So when I'm singing, I'm given a mic and people are looking at me. But I think going up and going down, coming in, coming out, I think that was new for me because I think when I'm
Ah.
singing, I'll go up, I'll sing, I'll come out, and I'm done. I don't come up again unless I have to sing again or if I have to dance again. But again, it'll only be for that some time, and then I'm out. But when you're
Hmm.
emceeing, you're going up and then you're coming down and then you're going up again and then you're coming down again. And suddenly someone from behind will say, hey, look, 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 somebody lost. I think we found a lost and found bag over here. Could you please announce it? And I'm like, how can I do this in the middle of a program? Let them finish what they're doing and then I'll do it. So a lot of different things I learned when I was emceeing, but I must say it's a wonderful experience. I mean, I love talking, as you can already see. So I think when I'm emceeing, I get another opportunity to speak and speak and speak. So it's good. I
That's
feel
good.
good when I'm doing it.
So, Priyanka, what is your take on the current Bollywood songs, or even Tollywood or Collywood? How do you think it has changed over the years?
I think every state is very different. Like as much as from afar we look like we have the same culture, but
Yeah.
actually when you come closer, you realize that it is similar, but very,
Hmm.
very different at the same time. And the differences are quite significant. You can tell that this is
Hmm.
Bengali, this is Marathi, this is Punjabi. It's very
Hmm.
significant. Um, uh, with I think if I may say so for the Telugu music. I'm not sure if it spreads to all other music faculties, but I'll
Yeah.
try and keep it as generic as possible. Um,
Yeah.
with old films, if you look at the black and white movies and the old films, it's very classical.
Hmm.
Whether it is a romantic song or whether it is a devotional song or whether even if it is a mass song, it is
Hmm.
still very it is still very classical. Like it has there's some sort of a classical touch to it.
Yeah.
And if there's anything modern about the music back in those days, it was actually the instruments that they would play. Maybe they might
Hmm.
have a piano in between, or they might have a guitar in between. But today's music there's a lot of modulation involved. So you have like different people. You have the same song being sung by two different singers at the same time, and one is singing in a rock star mode and one is singing in a classical mode, and it's like a fusion, but yet at
Yeah.
the same time it's interesting, it's new, uh, and it's something very unique on its own. I mean, it's not wrong to do something like that. I mean, if it is able to give the vibe that we want it to give, why not? But there are some
Yeah.
parts of but there are some songs which sound more English than Indian.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I know what you
Uh,
mean.
there are some songs. I mean, you can have. I suppose you can have a few English words just to make it more uh, listening friendly. But
Hmm. Hmm.
I think when you have more English and less Indian, then that's something that needs to be, go back and checked again.
So, by the looks of it, I'm sure that you do enjoy movie songs, right?
I do enjoy
Yeah.
music, movie songs, and I do enjoy like modulating my voice and singing songs
Hmm.
as well. I quite enjoy doing that because it gives me a perspective to definitely challenge myself, because I've
Yeah.
constantly sung classical songs that when I suddenly heard a song which required voice modulation, I
Hmm.
was like, can I do this? Is
Yeah.
my voice going to do this? Because I think this whole modulation culture came very recently. It's not something that has been there for a very long time. And
Yeah.
when I heard these type of songs and people actually liking these songs, and when I say people, I'm talking about all generations. There are people from small to elderly, or from all ages, actually loving songs with modulation.
Yeah.
Uh, why not give it a shot and see if I can do something?
True.
So
True.
yeah.
So, I think I'm ready to hear another song from you. Like, I'm quite
Now
excited.
that you're talking about voice modulation, I'll sing you one of my voice modulation songs.
Okay, that's good. That's good timing.
Yeah, yeah. I was actually thinking this. Did she read my mind? So I'll sing you. This is again one of my favorite songs. It's my
Sure.
mom's favorite song actually. And Amma, if you're listening to this one's for you. Sorry, there's something wrong. I'll just replay again. Oh, sorry. Just a second.
No, it's okay. Take your time. Take your time.
Got it.
Awesome.
Can you hear the track? ಅಂತರಂಗ ಸಂಬರమునకే రాలుగాయవే రసికుడా కల్లాసు సరి సరసుడా రారమాసుకే ముడిపొడా నిసివేడి వేళ జత చూడా चलेगा चलेगा ये इश्क का ज़माना करेगा करेगा हर दिल को दीवाना चलेगा चलेगा ये इश्क का जमाना करेगा करेगा हर दिल को दीवाना हमारे 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 Anita, Sagasani, Sanista, Odukutu, Kudurugani, Nora, Udukutu, Matista, Odukutu, Opista, Sidubar, Dekona, Misa Kande, Sarakuani, Balaputo, Balapani, Akasikalani, Dalaguni Pani, Talibar Samayani, Odishi Paragaya, Arido Karagaya, Odishi Paragaya, Arido Karagaya. I love you. Yeah, yeah. I love you. Yeah, yeah. Yes, Nisa, Nisa. Yes, Nisa, Nisa. Nisa, Nisa, Chuduni Vista, Chamatani Rasta, Adukutu Tegapadi, Maina, Chuduna Chudista, Chaduga Vista, Sindara Divana, Ohi Teralani, Adusari Kane, Tolagunu Kamakani, Alimita Gunni, Alimita Gunni, Baligunu Tarunani, Arari, Yagasi, Yagasi. Oh, yeah, say yes. Jalli jalli bannaragalanne Padi antaranga samaramunikera Ranu gaya sikura Sari sarasura Rara maduke muripura Sikiri vela chatachura चलेगा चलेगा ये इश्क का ज़माना करेगा करेगा हर दिल को दीवाना चलेगा चलेगा ये इश्क का ज़माना करेगा करेगा हर दिल को दीवाना
That was amazing. If I was next to you, like I would totally hug you. That is amazing. Yeah, yeah. That's the new thing. That's the new Corona thing, right? Yeah, yeah, true. So why did you like think of getting into Bollywood, or did you think of it and chose not to?
I think I wouldn't say chose not to, but I think I've always lived outside the country. And going back to India has always been for a holiday, so 11 months in one country and 1 month in India. So uh, it never, I think it never materialized. See, I've never ruled out that option. I would
Yeah,
never say no to that. I would love to. But I suppose because I've stayed outside the country for such a very long time, I've been studying and then
true.
I continued studying and then went ahead and did my degree in a Bachelor of Electrical Engineering, something that I wanted to do.
Hmm.
And life has been going that way. And it's not like I miss singing or dancing because I constantly perform. I constantly get
Yeah,
those opportunities, whether it was Rockhampton or Brisbane or now Melbourne, even back in Malaysia. I even used to sing in India as well. In Hyderabad, I used to give programs when I was much more younger. But
hmm.
um, but yeah, I mean, I suppose because there has always been priorities in front of me, that
Yeah.
looking at looking at a career in singing completely as a playback singer, going back to India, I think will take some time. I mean, it's not a decision that I can make overnight. There
Yeah.
are a lot of things that needs to be considered if I were to make that decision.
Yeah, it's understandable. And I was actually going to ask you, and I'm glad you brought it up. You're not just a singer and a dancer, you also have a degree. Can you talk about that?
I love your I love your honesty, Vanessa.
Because when I read about you, I was like, oh, okay, so she's a trained singer. That's amazing. Trained dancer. Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. She also has a Oh, please stop, stop with your talents. So how did you manage? How did you manage doing so many things and still, do what you love, like career wise and passion?
Actually, my dad's an electrical engineer himself, so and I didn't want to be an electrical engineer. Let me tell you that. But I've always been very good at the electronic side of physics. So
Hmm.
voltage, current, resistance, you name it. I was very happy solving any problems with regards to that part of the subject.
Hmm.
So as much as because my dad is an electrical engineer, I wanted to do something very different,
Hmm.
something out of the box. So when I finished my 12th, I graduated with very good results. So, and I made it very clear to my parents I don't want to be a doctor. There's no way I'm going to even dream of becoming a doctor. It's not going to happen.
Hmm.
And I want to be an engineer. So my parents were like, okay, if that's what you want to be, then so be it. We're more than happy for you to pursue what you want to do. And as I was going through the different courses you have amongst engineering, because engineering is a very generic degree. There are so many sub degrees underneath
Sub,
it that
yeah.
you really need to specifically choose. Um,
Yeah.
so first, I decided to take up software engineering because I thought computers might be, because computers is something you constantly learn. There's
Hmm.
something about computers that is always changing in the market. You're always required. You're always wanted. So, but when I joined the degree, I realized it's not for me.
Hmm.
I didn't want to do a job where I'm simply sitting in front of the computer and typing code. I wanted to do
Yeah.
something that was fun, something that was challenging, something that makes me put my hands into it. And then I realized that in fact it is electrical engineering, because whether it is drawing the schematics or making the circuit diagrams and actually making the product, building the product, and wiring it up and soldering all these amazing microchips, that's something I realized back that then it was then I realized that that is actually what I've always liked doing when I was in school, and I just turned a deaf ear to it, and I
Hmm.
realized no, I'm going to change my degree. I'm going to change my course, not degree, but change my course and go into electrical. And if at all I have any issues, I've always got my dad to help me out,
Yeah.
which worked out quite well for me later on. But especially when I was writing my thesis, I needed my dad very much. I was like, Daddy, I need your help. I need a few words. Give me some nice electrical engineering words. I need to place them here and there. So my dad was very helpful then. But
Yeah.
otherwise, because as I said, electronic side of this physics subject was something that I was always very happy to do. That sort of made me say, why not?
Hmm.
Let's do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So, how was it hard for you to manage so many things? Like, of course, give attention to what you were really passionate about. And again, on the other side, as a career, that is also something you're passionate about. Did it ever collide?
Actually, maybe I wouldn't say polite, but sometimes I would have a program at the time of my exams. So at that time, I mean, as much as I want to go out and perform, it's important for me to sit at home and study as well.
Yeah.
So when I had to do things like that, then obviously you have to stay up late.
Hmm.
Um, and then there are some things you have to miss, whether it's birthday parties or whether it's going out to the movies with your friends. There are small things. You're like, it's okay, we'll catch up after the exam is over.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
Once the exam is over, let's go out. Every day I'll come out with you to the movies. Let's go. There were certain things I had to miss in between to satisfy both these cravings. It was, I mean, at that time it felt very difficult because it was very important that birthday party was very important, or that movie was very important for me. But when I think about it, but because I think I was smart enough to understand that these were more important.
Yeah.
back then. I went ahead and made those
That
decisions. Yeah.
That's good. So now that you did mention that, I actually wanted to ask you because I know a lot of my friends who have also like done Arangetram and everything, and once they do it, the amount of happiness they cannot explain. But for that, they train a lot
Hmm.
beforehand. So
Hmm.
how did you manage to do everything and still get your Arangetram?
So I did my Arangetram back in Malaysia actually. So I did it when I was still in school. I can't remember the year all. Don't ask me that. I can't. But I think back then what happened was I had a 1 month break. You know those annual holidays, that school
Yeah,
holidays. At
yeah.
one
Best days of school.
best days, no? So that 1 month, my teacher suddenly my teacher decided, Priyanka is going to do her Arangetram.
Huh.
And she actually didn't even tell me this. She went and spoke to my mother. What do you think? My mother was very very happy. She was like, yes, let's get her to her Arangetram. And then because I was planning over this 1 month holidays, we'll be going to India. I'll be doing this. I'll be doing that. And suddenly my parents decide we're not going to India. And I'm like, why aren't we not going to India? What happened? And they're like,
Hmm.
no, we want to start practicing because you're going to do your Arangetram. And that sort of ignited a bit. That sort of made me feel a bit scared. Let me be honest with you, because Arangetram is a big thing. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
You are performing, in front of a lot of people. It's a solo performance. You have to keep the audience engaged. You have to make sure the audience sit there for 3.5 hours to see you dance.
Hmm.
um,
Hmm.
and nothing is going to change. You're going to come again. You're going to go out, and then you're going to come out again. You're going to
Yeah.
go back in. You're going to come out again. So it was very important for me to train very very well, whether it was my dance steps or whether it was my abhinaya, whether it was my mudras. It was very very important that um, I looked what I was dancing.
Yeah.
So I think all that training was very, very, very important. And suddenly I had no stamina actually, because I had to do like a half an hour dance in between. It's called the Varnam, and the Varnam goes on for like 25 minutes to half an hour. So I didn't have the stamina to get till Varnam, because I was already like, I was like, that's it, teacher, I can't dance anymore. So my mother, she went up to my mother and she said, look, this is what she's going to say on stage, I'm not going to keep quiet. Do something.
Yeah.
Feed her, just keep feeding her, keep feeding her, because she needs that stamina, she needs that energy. And I just kept on eating just so that to build up my stamina, to get that energy, so that I continue to dance. I'm able to get through the that 30 minutes, because that varnam is the most important item of the entire dance performance, because that actually showcases for how long you can dance for, and with how perfection your dance is, and also
Hmm.
how much of your expressions you can show. Because I think the more tiring you get, the less expressions you show on your face. You just want to finish off the
Yeah.
dance and move on.
True.
So that
True.
half an hour slot, you need to end it just the way you started. That excitement, that energy that you had at the beginning, you should end it that way. So the Varnam is a very critical dance item. So for me, that was the main exam. So once I finished off that song, once I finished off the dance performance, I was like, whew, I can take a break.
Yeah. No, honestly, hats off to you for, accomplishing that. I think it's simply amazing.
Oh, thank you very much. Now when I think about it, I'm like, how did I even do that? But I'm so glad I did it.
That's amazing. So, what
I'm so
was the
thankful. I'm so
first?
thankful for my teacher for giving that idea to my mother, and also to my mother for feeding me like that. Eat, 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 eat.
Eat, eat, eat. Yeah, yeah,
There
yeah.
was one time I was like, I can't eat anymore. My tummy's going to burst. And she was like, no, you have to eat, because you have to dance, you have to perform. You can't stop in between.
Yeah,
You,
yeah.
you're not
True, true.
worthy of you're not worthy of the Arangetram if you're going to stop in between. So that was very important for me, that I needed
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
prove myself in front of like 500 plus people that I am a candidate who's Arangetram worthy.
Worthy. Yeah, yeah, true. And what was the first reaction? Do you remember after you finished? How did you feel?
I was so energized, Manasa, you won't believe. I was ready to do another Arangetram. I
Wow.
was looking at my teacher. I said, "Teacher, let's do another Arangetram." And she was like, "Yeah, even I am also ready." Everybody was so energized, like the musicians, my teacher, myself, even my costume uncle and auntie. The uncle and auntie who did my costume also did my makeup and my hair. So they were like, "Yeah, we'll do. Come on, Amma, we'll do
Mhm.
another performance. We'll do another Arangetram." Let's do another one. It was so jam packed.
That's beautiful. I honestly love watching Aragetram. I think I watched five in my life. All of them were my friends. So when I found out that you also did it, I was so instantly like connected to you. Like, whoa, this is beautiful. I need to ask her one whole section just about that. You know.
Yeah, it was a wonderful experience. Definitely, at that time, at that moment, it did not make so much of sense to me because I was just so busy dancing, and I was so nervous about my next dances that
Yeah.
the fact that I was not able to enjoy the fact that it's my Arangetram time. It was only much later on I realized, oh my God, I did this.
That's amazing, Priyanka. So now time for a song break.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what you have next for us.
So I decided I actually want to do another language now. I want to try out a Kannada song. It was
Oh,
actually
nice.
It was actually Shravana Masam last month, which we just finished off with all the Lakshmi Pujas and Mangal Gauri Pujas. So I actually would like to sing a song to Lakshmi Devi,
Okay.
and it's going to be a Kannada song. So I'll just play the track,
Sure.
the Shruti. ಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ ನಮ್ಮಮ್ಮನಿ ಸಂಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ ನಮ್ಮಮ್ಮನಿ ಸಂಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ ನಮ್ಮಮ್ಮನಿ ಸಂಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಯ ನಿಕ್ಕುತ್ತ ಕಜ್ಜೆಯ ಕಾಲ್ಗಳ ನಾದವ ತೋರುತ್ತ ಸಜ್ಜನ ಸಾಧು ಪೂಜೆಯ ವೇಳೆಗೆ ಮಜ್ಜಿಗೆಯೊಳಗಿನ ಬೆಣ್ಣಿಯಂತೆ ಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಯ ನಿಕ್ಕುತ್ತ ಗಜ್ಜೆಯ ಕಾಲ್ಗಳ ನಾದವ ತೋರುತ್ತ ಸಜ್ಜನ ಸಾಧು ಪೂಜೆಯ ವೇಳೆಗೆ ಮಜ್ಜಿಗೆಯೊಳಗಿನ ಬೆಣ್ಣಿಯಂತೆ ಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ ಕನಕ ವೃಷ್ಟಿ ಕರೆಯುತ್ತ ಬಾರೆ ಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾನವ ಸಿದ್ಧಿಯ ತೋರೆ ದಿನಕರ ಕೋಟಿ ತೇಜದಿ ಹೊಳೆಯುವ ಜನಕರಾಯನ ಕುಮಾರಿ ವೇಗ ಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ ಕನಕ ವೃಷ್ಟಿ ಕರೆಯುತ್ತ ಬಾರೆ ಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾನವ ಸಿದ್ಧಿಯ ತೋರೆ ದಿನಕರ ಕೋಟಿ ತೇಜದಿ ಹೊಳೆಯುವ ಜನಕರಾಯನ ಕುಮಾರಿ ವೇಗ ಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ ಅತ್ತಿತ್ತಗಲದ ಭಕ್ತರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿತ್ಯ ಮಹೋತ್ಸವ ನಿತ್ಯ ಸುಮಂಗಳ ಸತ್ಯವ ತೋರುವ ಸಾಧು ಸಜ್ಜನರ ಸಿಕ್ಕದೆ ಹೊಳೆವ ಪುತ್ಥಳಿ ಬೊಂಬೆ ಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ ಅತ್ತಿತ್ತಗಲದ ಭಕ್ತರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿತ್ಯ ಮಹೋತ್ಸವ ನಿತ್ಯ ಸುಮಂಗಳ ಸತ್ಯವ ತೋರುವ ಸಾಧು ಸಜ್ಜನರ ಸಿಕ್ಕದೆ ಹೊಳೆವ ಪುತ್ಥಳಿ ಬೊಂಬೆ ಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಇಲ್ಲದ ಭಾಗ್ಯವ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕಂಕಣ ಕೈಯ ತಿರುವುತ ಬಾರೆ ಕುಂಕುಮಾಂಕಿತೆ ಪಂಕಜ ಲೋಚನೆ ವೆಂಕಟರಮಣನ ಪಿಂಕಳ ರಾಣಿ ಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ ಅತ್ತಿತ್ತಗಲದ ಭಕ್ತರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿತ್ಯ ಮಹೋತ್ಸವ ನಿತ್ಯ ಸುಮಂಗಳ ಸತ್ಯವ ತೋರುವ ಸಾಧು ಸಜ್ಜನರ ಚಿತ್ತದೆ ಹೊಳೆವ ಪುತ್ಥಳಿ ಬೊಂಬೆ ಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಇಲ್ಲದ ಭಾಗ್ಯವ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕಂಕಣ ಕೈಯ ತಿರುವುತ ಬಾರೆ ಕುಂಕುಮಾಂಕಿತೆ ಪಂಕಜ ಲೋಚನೆ ವೆಂಕಟರಮಣನ ಪಿಂಕಳ ರಾಣಿ ಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ ಶಕ್ಕರ ತುಪ್ಪ ಕಾಲುವೆ ಹರಸಿ ಶುಕ್ರವಾರದ ಪೂಜೆಯ ವೇಳೆಗೆ ಅಕರೆಯುಳ್ಳ ಅಳಗಿರ ರಂಗನ ಚೊಕ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ರಾಣಿ ಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ ಸಕ್ಕರ ತುಪ್ಪ ಕಾಲುವೆ ಹರಿಸಿ ಶುಕ್ರವಾರದ ಪೂಜೆಯ ವೇಳೆಗೆ ಅಕ್ಕರೆಯುಳ್ಳ ಅಡಗಿದ ರಂಗನ ಚೊಕ್ಕ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ರಾಣಿ ಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ ನಮ್ಮಮ್ಮನಿ ಸೌಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ ನಮ್ಮಮ್ಮನಿ ಸೌಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ.
Wonderful, wonderful, beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you so much.
So, Priyanka, you've also trained kids, right? So, was it
Yeah,
for singing or dancing?
both.
Both. Okay. How was that experience? How did that happen?
Um, a very, very interesting experience because you have some kids who will pick up like that, and there'll be some
Yeah.
kids who require time. So, what happened was, especially with the singing side of it, and it's like it's easy for them to get the swaras, so like the
Hmm.
sari gama padani. But when I
Yeah.
give them the words, and they're like, "What? How do I say this again?"
Hmm.
Because it's pure Sanskrit, and it's
Hmm.
not there's no English in it, especially when you're talking about Carnatic vocal or Hindustani for that matter. When you're looking at classical music for that matter,
Yeah.
there is no English words being used into it, so it's completely very Indianized. And but if you're doing Hindustani, that will be very Hindi. With
Hmm.
Carnatic, it will be like there'll be Tamil songs, there'll be Telugu, there'll be Sanskrit songs, very very
Yeah.
devotional songs basically. So it became very difficult to train the kids in general when it came to the Sahityam perspective, when it came to the word perspective, because I had to first sit down and make them pronounce the words. It's so they would say pa, and I'd be like, it's not pa, it's pa, and it's very difficult for them to say pa, like sarigama padani, but I'll say sarigama padani. So I'm like, it's not pa,
Ah, yeah. Yeah.
certain
Those
words,
minor.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
certain words that how you pronounce those words, it was I wouldn't say difficult, I wouldn't say challenging, I would just say it was something new to them.
Hmm.
It definitely, so I think it just required a lot of time and also a bit of love. Little bit of love is also needed when you're teaching, regardless of the age group, whether it's adults or whether it's children. I think you need a little bit of love just to sit down with them and tell them it's okay, you're going to get there, it's
Yeah.
okay, we'll work on it, don't worry about it. So when it came to dancing perspective, what happened was I had a lot more kids who were interested in dancing. So there
Huh.
was this one particular program I had to train 20 kids to dance on stage, almost 20 kids, so actually 19 kids actually.
Hmm.
So and it started off like 5 years old to 12, 13 years old, all were in one batch.
One. Yeah.
So the older bunch were obviously easier to get the steps, and they were able to remember the steps better. But it was that 4-year-old, 5-year-olds that kept on looking at each side. What's the next step? What's the next step? And I could not also put them at the back because you're small. Nobody can see them, so they'll be standing in the front. And I didn't want them to simply stand there and just not do anything. So I used to like
Hmm.
constantly, tell them the step again, do the step again, remember the step. And I used to tell them, look, I'm not going to be on stage showing you what step is going to come after the other. Remember it, keep it in mind, sing the song, hum the song. You tell me what comes next. Do you remember what step comes after this step? So I used to actually I had to sit with that smaller age group kids
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
start talking to them, come down to their level, use their English words and
Yeah.
explain it to
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. So,
So
any plan in the future to open up a school where you're gonna train kids?
I would love to. I would love to. In fact, I actually trained a group of kids in Melbourne also for the Thai program.
Hmm.
They actually danced. They did a Krishna song actually. They danced. Again, they were around. That was also a big group of kids, and they were smaller age group. So that also was very interesting because there were some kids who remembered, and there were some who were just looking at each other and dancing, and there were some who were completely completely oblivious, if I can say so, to what was
Yeah.
happening. I don't blame them because it's the age, and
Yeah.
at the end of the day they were all having fun. So I was like, okay, have fun and dance at the same time, enjoy.
Yeah. 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 That's good. So,
It's going to come back.
moving.
Once we dress them up with the makeup and hair and put them on stage, half the job is already done.
Yeah.
So
True. True. Yeah. I
they
agree. Yeah. So, moving forward, what is the future like for Priyanka Margani in terms of music, let's say song and, dancing?
never stop, never give up. Keep going, just keep going. There was a time I used to be like, I'm never going to do this, I'm never going to do that, but I've
Hmm.
realized over time whatever things I've said I'll never do, those were the things I've actually done first. So never give up.
And
Never,
what
never.
would your
Really
advice be?
important. Sorry.
No, what would your advice be for, let's say, upcoming artists who want to take up even Bharatnatyam or Carnatic music? What would you tell the newbies?
Go for it. Don't stop yourself. There's no need to stop yourself. There are so many sources in front of you. Everything is a click away. There used to be a time when you had to go to the yellow pages to find numbers. Now it's everything is in your phone. Just YouTube it. You
Yeah.
don't even have to you don't even have to go to somebody's house. Even in this situation, you can't go to somebody's house. YouTube
Hmm.
it. There are so many things happening on so many social media platforms. You're just a
Yeah.
click away. Don't stop yourself. You want to learn a language? Click it. You want to go to the gym? Click it. Everything is a click away. It's
Yeah.
so easy. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a good advice for this generation. They will definitely be like, oh yeah, this is something easy. We can do this.
It's
Times
very
have
easy.
changed.
It's very easy. You want to cook something? Click it. Everything is a
Yeah.
click away. That's what I tell everyone. We are literally carrying the source in our hands and moving around. It's just so easy to do it.
Yeah, true. So, Priyanka, before I wrap up the show, I believe that you have a few more songs that you're going to perform for us tonight before I officially end it. So, can we have those?
Well, sure, why not? I'll pick up another song. You tell me, you want a Hindi song or you want a Telugu song?
Telugu for the win.
Come again?
Telugu, Telugu.
You want a Telugu one? Okay. I'll just have to get the file out. Just give me 1 minute.
No worries.
Right. So this is actually a very popular song, Vachinde. It's actually one of my favorites, personal favorites. Let me get the track out. Sorry. I did not know the track was going to take this long.
It's
Just bear
okay.
with
It's okay. All this time that you're taking, people will just be anticipating, oh my God, I cannot wait.
me. I hope I do a good job.
Yes, yeah, you will. Of course, you will. Already, like, you've shown how, like, you're at a next level. So I guess it's hard to say that, even think that you wouldn't do a good job.
Oh, here it comes. చిందే ఏము పిస్కటియే చిందే మునకు సోని యాదే కుదురుగా నివసోని యాదే నా సన్నగా నవ్విందే ముకే గాయం చేసిందే నోటికి పోకుండా రేలా రే 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 రేలా రేలా రే 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 రేలా రే.
I just want to tell the viewers, guys, this is not auto tune. This is pure talent, like right here. I like how you could change your voice, be a bit of bass, bring a bit of bass, and at the same time hit those high notes. That was amazing. I truly enjoyed. I couldn't sit, I was just like moving.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you liked it. Thank you.
I loved it. I love talking to you and I love listening to you and your songs. Thank you so much, Priyanka, for joining me on Me
Pleasure.
TV today.
Thank
And
you. It's my
all
pleasure
the
for
very
having me.
best. Of
Thank
course,
you.
of course. Thank you. Thank you so much. All the very best for your future endeavors, I guess. And like you said, never stop. And to all the people, artists especially listening out there, take Priyanka Margani's advice. Don't stop. Keep pursuing what you set out for, and you might just end up like Priyanka, amazing and talented.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And once again, happy Ganesh Chaturthi to everyone and to you as well,
Happy
Priyanka.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone. Thank you very much. I'm wishing you a very happy Ganesh Chaturthi Manasa and to all the viewers. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So before Priyanka, I remember before I sign off, remember you said you wanted to sing a final Ganesh Chaturthi song?
Yes, I do. I did say
Yes.
that. Just a small bhajan again in remembrance of Lord Ganesha for giving us another opportunity to say thank you for keeping us safe and sound.
Yeah.
I'll just play my scale. Gajavadana Ganarana Gajavadana Vinayaka Gajavadana Ganarana Gajavadana Vinayaka Siddhi Vidhata Shivatanaya Siddhi Vidhata Shivatanaya Buddhi Pradayaka Gajanana Buddhi Pradayaka Gajanana Parvati Nandana Bhava Bhaya Vanjana Parvati Nandana Bhava Bhaya Vanjana Yuga Yuga Vandita Jaya Sri Ganesha Yuga Yuga Vandita Jaya Sri Ganesha Gajavadana Ganadana Gajavadana Vina Siddhi Vidhata Shivataya Buddhi Pradayaka Gajanana Parvati Nandana Bhava Bhaya Vanjana Yuga Yuga Vandita Jaya Sri Ganesha Yuga Yuga Vandita Jaya Sri Ganesha. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Priyanka. Thank you for making everyone's Ganesh Chaturthi even more special.
Thank you so much for having me one more time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for watching
Thank
Me
you.
TV and supporting us.